Hey, how you doing? Sean Tech here again. You're probably wondering what's with the tie-dye job, What's with that on the screen? Well, I'll tell you what this is. This is a balloon. This is what this is. It's a kind of a cool-looking tie-dye colored balloon. I just wanted you to see. But there's an interesting thing about this balloon that you may have even seen in the title or something like that, where this balloon is got some electronics on the inside of it. And it got me thinking, like, so when you first buy this balloon, did one of the things drop? Yeah, one of the things dropped. It comes with a little, excuse me, just look at the top of my head there. It comes with a little pull tab thing, and this balloons things say, well, this I think it probably says something along the lines of pull this out. Designed in the United Kingdom. Oh, these are British electronic balloons, or Scottish, or Irish, or Welsh, or whatever. I don't know what's happening over there. So, 2015. This is a 5-year-old balloon. Maybe that's just the copyright or manufacturing days. Yeah, look at that. Lustock Ground, Northwich, Cheshire, in the UK. That's where it is. Well, there you have it. So anyway, you get this balloon, and it first has this. It has a little pull tab, and you pull the thing out, and then all of a sudden it glows. I don't know if you can tell that this thing has got a little. It's got a little glowy thing on the inside of it. And then if I put this underneath the mic, I don't think I can truly capture this well underneath the microscope. Well, there you have it. There is inside of the balloon. Inside this balloon. Is this kind of weird? Look there. I'll put a little ink thing on there and what's that? That is part of a balloon. There's a little piece of electronics on the inside of the balloon. And it got me thinking, what is that? That's actually on the inside. Now my kids actually just so they come in a pack, and of course, what do kids do? They just pull all the tabs out of everything. So whether or not this will last the next couple of days, who knows? But just in case, I did happen to find just now, not too long ago. Oh, there it is, sitting right in front of my face. I found a busted one. Is what I found. And so this is the bottom part of it, the little piece. And when you open this up, you flower it open, and there's the electronics. There's batteries on the inside of my children's balloons. Putting this underneath the microscope here, you can actually see. And I'll take this part a little bit further using some of the tools that I've got. That there's a little bit of some stuffs on the inside of this. Right away, some of the first things that I see. I'm going to try to put this down for a second. So the little piece that you see in front on the left-hand side, this little piece right here, that is an LED. Now, folks, what an LED, that stands for light emitting diode. And a diode is an electronic device that only lets electricity, current in particular, only lets electricity through it in one way, and essentially acts as sort of a toll bridge for what would be called the voltage part of it. It takes some of the voltage to be able to get it to say, okay, current is allowed to pass through it, and then depending on how much current you send through it afterwards, that's what generates the amount of brightness of the LED. The materials that are on the inside generate the color of the LED. And so this one in particular looks like it has 1, 2, 3 hearing aid style batteries on the inside. These are probably around 1.5 volts each, similar to kind of what you'd find in a, actually similar voltage to a AA or a AAA battery, but just not enough what we would call capacity, which is the ability of a battery to be able to deliver current. Is what it is. Depends a little bit on what the material is on the inside of the battery and everything like that. So what I thought I'd do is grab a couple of tools. Like I got this guy, way back over there. How about my armpit over there? How's that smell? Grab maybe this guy right here. I don't know. I'll grab this too. I'm just grabbing a whole bunch of tools. Should have probably done this before I started, but grab a nice pair of cutters on here, and let's perform an electronic operation on my kiddo's dead balloon. Is what it is. So, all right. So we got all this thing here. This is what it is. Now, an LED, which you can see here, is that the LED, and if you look inside, that little piece of yellow there, that is the LED itself. It is the actual raw element LED. Look at that. You can actually see wire bonds and some sort of an encapsulant around that. Huh. I mean, these are balloons. I don't know quite what to expect. That's actually kind of a little bit of a sense of quality. Is that that is not a wire bond that connects across that one edge to the other, is it? No, that's gotta be. It's gotta be my imagination, right? Is that? I mean, the separation. LEDs have what's called an anode and a cathode, and the LED currents, when done correctly, typically flow from anode to cathode. I'm trying to get a good look at it, but by golly, it looks like, yeah, it actually kind of looks like right there, there's something on the inside of this LED. This LED, that might be, I mean, like, what appears to be that pool that's on the inside, that looks like the actual LED itself, just because of the color. But the other thing right there, that might actually be like I wonder if that's the integrated circuit part of this LED. Which is interesting because I really don't, I'm going to zoom all the way out here, I really don't see a lot of other places to be able to put things like a current limit resistor or anything like that. Like maybe down inside there, but that looks relatively empty, so to speak, you know? Like that does look relatively empty, and I don't see anything there. The only other spot that it could be would be like at this base part here. This is like the bottom part of the balloon, which here I'm gonna snip this off here. I'm gonna try to kind of, oops, you see this? I've got a little pair of snips, and what I'm doing is I'm trying to kind of cut this loose to see. So there's the knob part. That's like this little part that's at the base of the balloon. I'm gonna kind of now. Now you got me curious. Is there actually an integrated circuit on the inside of this thing? And that would be surprising. I don't know how much these cost, but I kind of expected them to have a severe amount of reduced cost to them. So here you have a base part of the LED. I mean, like, this doesn't feel like anything much except a piece of plastic is all that it really feels like. Could it be that there's actually, I mean, like, I'm going to try to hold my hands a little bit more steady. This thing this thing kind of feels like right now, like it could come apart at any moment here. So I'm going to try to work fast. Take this little part here. And I'm just doing this out of curiosity. Like, I'm not trying to reverse engineer this or anything like that. I really was just kind of curious, like, what kind of things you'd have on the inside part of a balloon that has an LED on the inside. All right, so here is the top part of the LED, and I got a helping hand that's helping to kind of hold it steady. And I can't tell anything from here at all. I really can't tell anything from there at all. Other than there, I can kind of see it there. Like with the aid of this, I can kind of see there is. Those are wire bonds that are connecting something over to something on the inside. They're not on both sides of this, are they? Okay, so I'm going to try and rotate this around a little bit. Are they on both sides? No. No, the bigger side of the LED, most likely the cathode, is the heat sink for the whole thing. But there is something in there which appears to have, you know, several wire bonds on the inside of it. That is so surprising that that's what that has. All right, so you got my curiosity piqued at this point. Let's open this up a little bit further, shall we? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a pair of snips. And I'm just going to kind of chop off this part here, which should loosen the LED apart just a little bit here. I mean, I am assuming that the rest of this is essentially just housing for the batteries, which, you know, given these, one of the things, the videos I just, there it goes. One of the things I just did, that went off into the ethos. Oh, there it is. I think I see it. It's just hanging around in the back of the mess that is ultimately my workstation. One of the things I did recently was took a look at the inside of my kiddos' toothbrushes, which the batteries are still out on order right now, unfortunately. But the thing that I noticed was that it's got about 3 hearing aid style batteries on the inside of it, and um, those batteries are about 1.55 volts a piece. These things kind of look similar to them, and I'm sure that they are. I'm sure they are something like that. So, is there a way I can kind of pry this thing open? I see a little open slot right here. I just want to make the determination that there's no additional parts on the inside. I'm gonna try to do as much as I can through. Oh, there we go. I just cracked the whole thing open. Okay, so here you have it. There's my tweezers that stabbed through the housing. Ugh. So here I'm gonna dump out what appears to be 3 batteries on the inside. We'll get a gander at what kind of batteries these are. Not that I plan on replacing them, but kind of just useful to know. Oh, they have a crown on them, and it's from Great Britain. Is this God Save the Queen or something like that? Is this one of those kind of things? Is this Her Royal Majesty's Royal Batteries? What is that, 100%? Or no, that says 0% mercury lead cell. Lead? That does say PB. That ain't no peanut butter. Yeah, that is a lead cell, LR41. I've seen LR41s online. I happen to be looking at just some other brands. These are, I think, around 1.55 volts a piece. Yeah, that is a lead cell. So, the thing that I'm putting my mouth on, the balloon, has got lead on the inside of it. It's interesting. Interesting thing to note. Look at that crown on there. Look at that crown. Look at that crown. I mean, like, just to give you an example, I mean, like, I'll hold another one in my hand. What I'm looking at is, pretty teeny what it was turning into here. So, boy, yeah, that is that does say. I mean, that does say lead cell, PB cell. PB is I think it's Latin for like polumbium. And I really could be wrong on that one. There's like some of the chemical symbols in the periodic table of elements don't match up well. The one that I know for sure off the top of my head is tungsten. Tungsten has the chemical symbol of W, and W is wolfram, which has to do with it stands for wolfram, which is what it was originally called when it was discovered. And somehow through something, it got changed into tungsten. I don't know the story. If you know the story behind some of the names behind the chemical elements in the periodic table of elements, leave a comment down in the comment below. But ultimately, lead, I don't remember exactly. I think it's polumbium. I think it's not polonium. That's its own separate element. But I think it's polumbium or something like that. I don't know. Ain't peanut butter. That's for sure. So it's one of the things I joke around with my students about is that it's peanut butter. But yeah, that says lead. That definitely is a lead cell on the inside of my kids' balloons. So when these balloons go bad, I mean, they're balloons. We've already popped one just on accident. They do go bad. There's lead on the inside of them. So anyway, moving onwardly. Boy, I wish I kind of had a power supply available to sort of test this LED thing out. Either that, or maybe I'll have to. I don't want to destroy another balloon for the sake of science, but I may have to. Just to get a gander on the inside. I mean, I'm pretty sure that is an integrated circuit die. That little square guy that's right here, I'm almost positive that that's an integrated circuit. In fact, I actually kind of see an empty wire bond pad on the bottom right corner of that. Wire bonds are what you're looking at is sort of a raw thinking element that's put on the inside of this. Typically made out of silicon, which is a semiconducting metalloid, or a semiconductor. It's one of the few elements in the periodic table of elements that is not a good conductor, like a metal, and not a good electrical conductor, or not a good electrical insulator, like, say, plastic, glass, that kind of stuff. So instead, you get this material which you can have a wide, diverse range of things that you can do to it to essentially make it like the computer brains. That's what you can think about it. It's like you know, there's like there's a processor, like a CPU, central processing unit, somewhere on a motherboard. It's usually made out of silicon and a whole bunch of layers of integrated circuitry. Integrated meaning that the circuitry is all inside of the silicon. And it's a combination of inside and built on top in a series of monolithic layers is what it would be called. But anyway, I'm really surprised to find one of these things on the inside of a balloon, and I really am sort of tempted now to be able to kind of plug this thing in and see what it looks like. I don't have a power supply. I don't have a power supply ready on me because this thing would probably take about 4.5 volts. I'm doing like an emergency search right now. Not emergency search, but I am doing a search, if you will, of any kind of, because I did a little experiment the other day and I sort of built a USB power supply. It's a little 5-volt. It's not, well, it's not, you can't plug it into anything. It's just basically two bare wires coming off of a USB port that plugs into a cell phone adapter. But I'm not seeing it off the top. I'm going to be off camera right now. You know, brilliant filming techniques. So where is it over there? Is that it there? Is that it over there? That looks like it's it over there. That's not, wait, I think I see it. I think I see it. Aha, I don't see it. Instead, I see the plug in which it was plugged into. So let me do one last look behind here, because maybe I got really silly and thinking to myself, I'll go store this in a safe place. I mean, it got me curious. I want to know more about this balloon and the electronics that are on the inside of there. And it's not there. It's not there. It's not there. It's not there. It's not anywhere. Is that a Dr. Seuss rhyme? Probably is a Dr. Seuss rhyme. Well, gosh, I really don't see my plug anywhere. That's kind of sad. Well, interesting. Interesting is what I could say. I could open up the other balloon. Maybe I don't have to open it up. Maybe I can be sneaky and peek inside by turning the balloon inside out. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm gonna take my kid's balloon. Kids, sorry, but if I break this, I will maybe buy you another one that is lead free. I don't know. Whew, that is bright. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I am currently sorry. Okay, so I'm kind of pushing the light by pushing this whole thing out through the top, and you could see down on the inside of this that I'm gonna turn the light down. There is a light on the end of the tunnel, and there it is. All right, so on the inside of that, oh, this is a newer model. The previous one had the LED. So this is, I'm holding this in kind of in my hand right now. The previous one had the LED, was actually just sort of sitting outside of the plastic. This one, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. The LED is actually on the inside. There's no wires sticking out or anything like that. There's no wires at all. Like on the other one, there was kind of wires hanging out, and that's not me doing anything like that. That's just kind of how it was. Now you really got me curious, kids. I'm sorry if I'm gonna bust this open. I will get you another balloon. This is actually, wow. This material is soft. It's very soft. Yeah, I can kind of just peel it on back here. All right, so I'm gonna peel this back a little bit. I mean, it's already on, so the tab's already been pulled. I'm gonna turn my light source up just a little bit. I want to just see. I'm gonna zoom in. Do I see an integrated circuit inside? I don't from any angle here. I could see it before, kind of just sitting on the... You can still make out the wire bonds. Oh no, there it is. Is that it on the left-hand side? Or I'm sorry, on the right-hand side? Is that it? I'm gonna try to... This is an extraordinary find. Yeah. No, that looks like it's just one. Actually, those both look like there's just one wire bond on either side, which are the welded connections that get connected up to the LED. I don't see. I'm going to look on the top and the bottom. Trying to point this up in such a way to where it's also going to be in focus. No, I only see one wire bond each. So this must be a different model of balloon than the previous one. And the first one that I had that was already busted was kind of like we got that way back in like February or something like that. And I just kind of kept it because I was like, what's on the inside of this that makes the lights go? And then I saw the casing to it, and I was like, oh, there might be a little bit more. So no, there's somewhere else on the inside of this. There is another thing somewhere on the inside of this overall part. I've got the shell fully around on the outside. Kids, I'll get you a new balloon. I promise. I gotta know. That's what I gotta do. I gotta know what's on the inside. So we are going to do some open balloon surgery. Oh, excuse me. Can I come in here? Can I see? Okay, I see batteries on the inside. Actually, taking a close look at this here, I don't see anything else that would indicate that there's like a circuit board or I mean, I figured that little chip on the inside is probably just a little resistor or something like that. But that seems kind of pricey for, a balloon. The concept of welding small aluminum wires on the inside of this LED here. Gosh, okay, I'm gonna try. Oh, I nearly killed the balloon just now. I don't know if you saw the light almost went out. I should be doing this on camera, with not the you camera, but the down there camera. So hey, all right. Well, I killed it. Sorry, kids. We've already gone this far. We can continue to go on further. Now, how do I separate? This one has it definitely feels different on the inside. Oh, it came back on. Okay. Came back on, came back off. On, off, on. It's the thing with the thing with the thing. All right. Let's just kind of stab you a bunch of times and see if I can't. I'm trying to pry the plastic little clamps open, but this one seems to have this one's been dipped in a silicone of some sort. See that? There's this goopy stuff that's on the inside. Holy cow, it's really, really strong. The LED is still going. Look at that. Look at that. That is still... Can you all see that? Oh, now there's only 2 batteries on the inside. We've gone more energy efficient. That's actually cool, because batteries are expensive when it comes to these sorts of things. So where... Either they've completely removed... Maybe they don't have the need to go as high up in voltage. I mean, this thing takes a certain amount of voltage. And I am guessing these are potentially somewhat the same batteries as the previous one. In fact, if anything, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull one out because I want to see. I do want to see. So I've pulled one of the batteries out. And are you a lead cell? Oh, this one just says, LP41. So the first series of balloons were LR41. This one says LP41. Or does the first one say that? Let me grab, I have one of the first ones here. You can do a side-by-side comparison. Alright, so the one on the left is the one that came out of the most recent balloon. Oh, they both say that? They both say LR? Or do they both say LR? Is that just me? Yeah, that says LR41. The other one, though, says... Yeah, they both say LR41. It's just me. I can't write. I'm trying to teach my own kids how to read, and I should probably learn a little bit how to do so myself. So then how come this one has mercury lead, and the other one just says 0%... Or does this say 0% mercury, and, does it mean, 0% lead, 0% mercury? That's got to be what it means, because the lead ingredient in these things is lithium. And I don't think there's I don't think there's lead or mercury on the inside. I mean, I'm going to be doing my research a little bit now after we do this video, but that's really kind of fascinating. So in the end, the newer balloon, if you will, the newer balloon, which still lights. I mean, it still lights up, but there is no additional integrated circuit on the inside. This is quite literally what appears to just be an LED and 2 batteries in comparison to the previous model, which is 3 batteries, an LED, and an IC, an integrated circuit somewhere on the inside. Absolutely fascinating. You know what's actually even more fascinating? I think actually with just a little bit of some tape, I might be able to salvage this. I might be able to salvage this. Let me see. Do I have tape? I do. I have a little bit of some Kapton tape. Electrical tape might be a little bit better, but I'm gonna apply a thin amount of Kapton tape. Use kind of a razor here, kind of cut into the tape just a little bit. Maybe this will give it some sort of a little bit of an orange glow of some sort. There. Perfect. We just kind of shovel you back on the inside of the balloon, and hey, no one will be able to tell the difference. Yeah, right. It's gonna go out like. Is it even going? It is still going. It's still lit. Shocking. That's what it is. Very interesting. Very interesting. From one model balloon to the other model of balloons. Via electronics goes, I'll have to make another video at some point of being able to look at this. Excuse me. This diode, which has, or this LED, which has, I mean, that does absolutely have an IC chip on the inside. This must have been a more expensive LED to get, or maybe that's just like kind of what they had lying around or something like that, or maybe it's got protective circuitry. I mean, an integrated circuit's usually kind of it's not as expensive as a battery, but I mean, in low quantities it kind of is, but I wonder what's on the inside of that. I mean, I wonder if there's maybe some protective circuitry that like keeps the current going all through one way and doesn't wind up shorting anything out. I wonder if there's something else that's on the inside. I mean, there's so much that can be with an IC. There could be regulation. There's something that extends the battery life. There could be protection, either from me blowing up the balloon or from having a battery accidentally shock me. This is like 4.5 volts. Or 4. Yeah, 4.5 volts. I wouldn't expect it. 4.6, 4.65. I think total. They're 1.55 volt batteries, so 1.55 times 3 is 4.65 volts. So I don't think it would be that much for these guys. But at the same time, an IC usually has other functionalities to it that would keep it from, just that have other things. So very, very surprising to find something like that on the inside. If you have other things you'd like me to kind of look at related over to electronics and packaging, leave a comment down in the comment below. Thank you again for all the support and joining on into our fabulous video. We will see you on the next one. See you around.